Hello you lot, how's it all going? Got a bit of a hair in my mouth there. Blimey, that's what happens when you live with two girls. Get bloody long hairs all over the place. Anyway, hope you're all fine and dandy. I haven't really got a lot to do or film today. However, I've realised, looking back at the videos, it's been a while since we read some of your comments and just gave you lot shout outs and said hello to you all. So that's what this is going to be, basically. But there's one really exciting thing first. I walked through the door yesterday, through the front door, and then through the letterbox there was a parcel, and I thought, blimey, I haven't ordered anything. And when I had a look inside, it was these lovely socket. What do you call them? Socket drivers? No idea, but I just call them sockets. But there you go, a pack of them. They were on my Amazon wish list, and there was a little note. It said here, it's from Marv. Look. Been a subscriber for years. Enjoy watching your videos. Subscribe me back at Marv's RC from Marv. Lovely. Well, I've had a look at Marv's channel, and I recommend you do as well, because he's got some interesting bits and bobs on there. So go and have a look at Marv's RC, and yeah, thanks Marv. Let's use them as a bit of a stand for the telephone, shall we? Look, we are now on 4,637 subscribers, which is absolutely out of this world. Thanks everyone. Let's have a look at the very order comments. Now you see I have read some of them I haven't got to, so we'll have a look at some that have been read and replied to and some that haven't. I did get in trouble with one of you lot in the past for reading out comments I've previously replied to. Well, there you go. I'll be careful not to read comments I've already replied to, but you lot have not seen in the future. I'll give you 50 if you pay for the shipping. Now that was I did a community post earlier on today because I went and I managed to get hold of a folding caravan for I managed to get hold of a folding caravan, and I thought, sorry, I've got an itchy nose. I'm sorry about that. It's terrible, isn't it, when you get... I don't know if it's just me, but sometimes the hairs grow a bit funny, and they proper itchy. I have to sort of trim at them with a nose trimmer, and then they're alright for a while. If I leave them to grow, they grow outwards, and then they flap around in the wind. It's mad. Anyway, I got hold of a folding caravan. Needed a little bit of work, so I gave it to my brother-in-law. Because their family, we went out camping a few years ago and their tent ripped and they didn't have any money to buy a new tent. So I went out and I got them this free folding caravan. But it needed new canvases and stuff. You lot probably would have seen the community post. You see the state that it was in. But it was free, so. But then they put it in their designated parking space. They don't have a driveway. And now they need it gone because, well, the council or whoever, whatever happened. Maybe some people moaned, I'm not really sure. But they needed it gone. So I actually went to Devon and picked them up. I collected for them. They saved up a bit of money, and they found another one that's identical but in perfectly good working condition. And but they couldn't go and get it because they hadn't yet got a tow bar on their car. So I drove all the way to Devon, North Devon, Oakford Bridge or Oak Bridge Ford. Oak Bridge Ford or Oakford Bridge, just past Exeter, and I collected it for them one Sunday. So now they've got their new one, but they wanted that other one, and they wanted it gone out the way, out of their parking space, you know. So, and they weren't having any luck trying to get rid of it. So that's why I put the community post up. See if any of you lot wanted it, you know. Just come and get it. It went for free in the end. Someone picked it up and went, and that was that sorted, you know. Next one down, look, we've got the man Dan 718. 20 hours ago. What does he say? Man, I need a servo tester. Well, that's nice to know there. The man, Dan. Maybe you'll get one soon, hopefully, with any luck. Yeah, I mean, everybody could do with a bit of equipment sometimes. Charlie F, 21 hours ago. Did I reply to this? Really. Oh, I did reply. I did. I'll bear that in mind, Charlie. Honestly, mate, I'd get the chassis plate. I had one before and twisted the whole front end just from flipping it on flat ground. Well, Mr. Charlie. He is on about the Roven, the Q Shorty thing that I've got, the petrol RC car. What can I do, man? Those chassis plates, I think they're about 23 quid or something like that. I'm not going to spend 23 quid, not at the moment, I'm afraid. But maybe I will get one of them in the future. But at the end of the day, if it bends, if the front of that car bends, then I put it down to bad quality, because I bought that as a bit of a tester. I bought it myself. I am going to do a I know what you lot are going to say. You're probably saying it to yourself or to the bloody screen now. Yeah, when's it going to be? In about 8 years time. But eventually I will do like a bit of a test, and I'll just give you my opinion whether you should buy one second hand, because no point in me telling you whether you should buy one new because they're old. But if that bends, that's bad design. You know, you shouldn't buy a product and it breaks straight away. You know, it should be good for fit for purpose for a while, you know. But I don't intend on jumping it over any big jumps or anything like that. I'll get one in the future, but when I've got 23 quid to spare. At the moment, I haven't got 23 quid to spare because other priorities are happening. Do you know what I mean? I ain't had a shower in about 3 weeks. I'm joking. I'm joking. I have. It was a joke. Right, that's all we've got for today. Then we've got this week. Nick B. You don't ever need what you haven't got, because if you really needed it, you would already have it. A simple philosophy. Nick B's comment is on I can't remember what the video was now. I did a video, and at the end of it, it's my belief, you know. Well, it might have been at the beginning when I was on about my birthday present. That's right. Because everyone asked me what I wanted for my birthday. And I thought to myself, what do I need? I don't need anything. I've bought myself the things that I need. You know, I've got socks. I've got boxer shorts. Not that I wear them very often. I've got shorts. I've got trousers. I've got t-shirts. Because it always, birthdays, when you get to my age, well, at least in my family, always resort to clothes. People just get you clothes all the time. I've got you some socks. Thanks. I've got your t-shirt. Thanks. Always grateful. But I've got enough. I've got far too many as it is. Do I need any things? Not really. I've got too many things. I don't want to add more things. So I said nothing. Don't worry. Don't want any birthday presents. Thank you very much. That was that. And then I ended up getting the receivers. But the simple philosophy is, if you don't know what you don't know what you need, because you've already got it. It's just other things that you want and probably won't even use. That's a crazy thing at the moment, really. I mean, it's going on in the schools. You know, it goes on even in primary schools at the moment with phones and stuff. The kids, you know, the parents have bought them, I don't know, like the latest phone or something, or maybe the latest backpack or something like that. And then they're taking the mickey out of the other kids that haven't got the newest one, but they've got one of the older versions. And like, it's absolutely crazy. It's something that you don't even need. The thing that you've got still works perfectly fine, but people have got the new things. Like, everybody wants more and more and more. It's a very crazy thing, and it happens in adults, obviously, as we all know. But the fact that it's happening with kids now, you know, one of my nieces were telling me all about it the other day. It goes on in her school. You know, kids have got phones and stuff these days in their primary schools, which is completely bonkers. I mean, why would a primary school kid need a phone? I have no idea. But they've all got phones, iPhones and stuff. And some of them don't have the newest ones. They've got like iPhone 7s and 10s and things like that. But then you've got other ones that have got iPhone 13s and 14s, and they're all taking the mickey out of the other kids, but not having the best phones. It's mad. When I was in school, if you didn't have a new yo-yo or, you know, a new backpack, you had a different old design, something like that, you'd get kids going, oh, how come you haven't got the new one, stuff like that. But over a phone, man, it is very, very just, well, it's mad. It's absolutely crazy, to be honest. Everybody should be just grateful for what they've got, but there you go. Next one down there is Mr. It's Alex Plays, and he just says this. What did he say? What was that all about? Got to really press the hexes on the pin. They then hold tight. And that was by, do you know what? This person, don't even know. I've been talking to this person now. I don't know how you say that. Colwyn. Is it Colwyn? Colwyn? I have no idea. But there you go. Yeah, I think that was on a video. I think that was when I put those new hex nut things, drive nuts things on the Rush. Check the time on the Rush, and yeah, they're fitted fine. I know you got to push them on hard. I know that, but they were too small. They didn't go on the shaft properly. The hole was too small to go on the shaft. It's as simple as that. I drilled it out as you saw, and then it just snugly. I had to push it over, and it's snugly fitted. But yeah, fully aware that they are a bit of a snug fit, and if they're a loose fit, all they'll do is wear, and then they'll just strip out anyway. Been there, done it. I'm afraid. Those Rushes, I spent a lot of time taking them Rushes apart when I was a kid. Well, that actual one, that's that literally has been to the moon and back. Right, so what we got here? Johnny Dodger. I've not read this one. Look, it's got a little dot next to it. What does he say? He says, one day ago, HPI Rush was my first Nitro car. Played around a lot with Nitro for years, but always gave me problems, so went to petrol. Well, Mr. Johnny, yeah, I mean, a lot of people haven't got the patience for Nitro. I mean, Nitro is extremely simple, and it's very easy, you know. If you know what you're doing and you do it right, well, even if you don't know what you're doing, really, they're not that hard. But if you've got a little bit of, you play around a bit, you get the hang of it, you can start them up no problem, you can tune them no problem, and away they go. A lot of people say that Nitro is very finicky, only works when it wants to. That is a load of rubbish. People just haven't really got enough patience, or they've got a bad one. They've got a bad engine. If you've got a bad anything, you know, you might go out and buy yourself. You might have a car, and you think, I want to try a motorbike. You go out and buy yourself a motorbike, and that motorbike won't start in the mornings. Sometimes it might cough and splutter a lot. It might run crap, and you might think, motorbikes are crap. I'm gonna go back to a car. It's not. It's that actual motorbike, not bikes in general. Same with Nitro. Nitro in general is easy and good and simple. If you get a car that's a bit dicky, it might put you off. A lot of people go to petrol. Petrol is even simpler, as you know. Just like a lawnmower or a strimmer. Put the petrol in, start it up, go. Very nice. Let's give him a heart for his comment. Thank you very much, Mr. Johnny Dodger. What we got here? Ellie May. I do like that name, Ellie. It's a nice name, isn't it? Hi there, just a quick question. Why don't you try Helical? The button. Yeah, I did reply to this one, to Ellie May. This button here. People were on about this button for that RB engine. I do realise that the whole thing about it has become, to me, it's become a bit of a joke. I don't know how you lot see it and how you lot perceive it. But it's a bit of a joke sort of thing. Me being me, I'm not going anywhere fast with it. Do you know what I mean? I haven't even ordered a button yet. They're £13. The only ones I can find on eBay are in Australia. £10 postage. I will be able to get one in England, don't worry. I haven't even looked very hard. I literally just went on eBay and that's as far as I got. I will be able to find one in a shop or somewhere. I just haven't tried very hard because it's spending money, to be honest. But I thought I'd drill this one out and try and tap it to see if I could fit a turbo plug in it. And being a dickhead, I thought I pulled out a 7mm drill bit. I actually pulled out an 8mm, didn't realise it, put it in the drill, drilled it out, and then went and got a tap and tapped it. And then I went to put the glow plug in it and realised it just went pop, straight in. And I was like, oh, what's happened here? And then when I looked at the drill bit I'd used, it said on it 8mm. It's just one of them things. Believe it or not, I'm a qualified engineer. Done engineering for 3 years. I made stuff which went in petrol stations and oil refineries. Yeah. Would you want to go in one of them? Probably not. But anyway, a lot of people have said, why don't you get helicoils and helicoil it? Well, I haven't got any helicoils that size. I've got three different sets. I use them all on cars, you know, exhaust manifolds, bits and bobs, you know, I don't know, pressure sensors and bits and bobs like that where the threads have stripped out, but I haven't got any helicoils this size, and to buy a helicoil set for this size, it's going to be about the same price as just to buy a new button, so I'm just going to buy a new button and do it properly. So we've got down here Henry Foster. Haven't read this one yet. Oh, Henry Foster. Did he reply? Oh, I must have read it. Why did it have a little dot next to it then if I've already read it? Thank you for being a good, honest person out here in this hobby. Keep up the good work and thank you. Mr. Henry, that's probably the best comment that I've ever seen you put, because all the words actually made sense. So thank you very much for the comment there, Mr. Henry. Mr. Henry Foster, he hasn't actually got any videos, I don't think. I did have a look, I don't think he's got any, but he comments on every single video, and they're always good positive comments. Thank you, as most of you lot are good positive comments. So I really, really appreciate those. In fact, I even really appreciate the odd one or two here and there which is not positive, because, well, it's a comment after all, you know. You've given me your attention and your time to write that comment, whether it's positive or not, and I take that as a positive. Even like this one here, which I found was quite funny, by SNAFU 5 days ago, posting on American time for the American viewer. I don't see what the problem with that is, posting American times. I mean, I post my videos at 3 o'clock English time, so that anybody in England will be seeing the video when they wake up, but anybody in America will probably see it during the daytime. But you know, I said, my apologies, I promise I won't do it again. He said, no problem, I promise I won't be tuning in again. So then I explained. But I think he might have been just playing around, I'm not really sure. Here we go, right. Now I've got a few comments here. Henry again, thank you. What's this one? Well, I can contest the fact that you don't... beg or ask for people to buy you. Yeah, man, I mean, I only take stuff from... I don't want to put people out, do I? You know, I don't want to make people pack and post stuff if I don't actually need it or want the thing that you're trying to give me, you know. If I don't need it, or even if I don't want it, I'm not going to say, yeah, send it over to me anyway. Spend your hard-earned money on postage and packaging and everything, and then send me something for free that I don't even really want. I'm not going to do that, am I? No. So, thanks for the offer anyway. Let's have a look, see what others we got here. Another Helicore one. That's the same one. Bo. Bo is a good man. I like Bo. He's from the Netherlands. Yeah, he's a good bloke, that one. What we got here? What makers is? Oh, don't go there. 1956, my birth year. Oh, really? Mikey Mike. Alistair, another good person there, Mr. Alistair. Happy birthday, thank you. It was my birthday a few days ago. Happy birthday, thank you. Yep. Oh, what's that? Oh, someone else sending me a bloody Instagram message. Blimey, Jesus. Ben's hobbies, interest and vlogs. Oh, now this is a, hi mate, I had the same problem where the clutch is fully engaged. Now I can't get the bloody bell off. Any ideas? I think he did sort it in the end. Look, he sorted it out in the end. Bit of pliers or whatever he done. Heated it up or whatever. But go and have a look at Ben's hobbies, interests, vlogs and whatever else that is. I had a quick look. Quite interesting stuff on there. One more. Let's pick one more to read. One more. Let's pick this one. Hi, hello bro. I love your videos. I have a question. Just bought a Roven, a Badger, I call them Badgers, 5B, 29cc. Can I put a Spur Gear 1755 and a tuned exhaust, big tow on my car before I do braking? This is a very, very good question, and I remember this comment now because I do remember now. I replied. I hope you have an awesome day. Oh, thank you very much. I didn't see that, oh, Dennis. Yes. This is a good question. Should you put a different exhaust, different air filter on your engine before you run it in? The answer is yes, because the best way for running an engine in is to run it in how you intend to run it, if that makes any sense. So if you already intend on changing the exhaust system, and this goes for a real car, a motorbike, a nitro car, or a petrol car, as this one was, it's best to if you can afford it, it's not imperative, but it's best. It's a good idea to buy the exhaust and the air filter and anything else you want to do modification wise to that engine before you run it in, and put it on, because then that engine's going to run in with you know, the same amount of back pressure. It's going to run in with all that stuff on there, and it's just all going to settle in together as well. You might, if you change the exhaust for a bigger, more high flow exhaust and more high flow air filter, you might have to richen up the carb a little bit to make sure you're getting enough fuel through there to make it nice and lubricated for running in. But other than that, do that first. It's no problem if you can't afford, if you want to change the exhaust system and the air filter, but you can't afford to do it straight away. You get your car and then you're like, oh man, I want to run it in and use it, but I want to change the exhaust. Just do it, run it in and use it, and then change the exhaust later on. It's not going to make any difference really. But if you do plan on changing all that kind of stuff, and you can afford to get it first before you start it up for the first time, always best just change it over, run it in with the exhaust and everything that you intend on using it with, and that way everything will run in, it'll all bed in together. The engine will actually run in with that exhaust. You know what I'm trying to say. It'll be working in harmony. I had steak for dinner, and I got a bit stuck between my teeth. In case you're wondering why I keep doing that. Bloody annoying. I need to get some more toothpicks. Run out of toothpicks. But yeah, that is a very good question. A lot of people used to ask me that when I used to do the motocross, and they used to say, "Oh, I'll get a new bike, and I want to change the exhaust," and they used to be like, I don't want to change the exhaust first in case it messes it up for running it in. I'm like, no, it won't, mate. It'll do better. Run it in with what you want to run it, how you want to run it. Run it in how you want to run it. That is the best way to do it. Change it all first, if you can. But there you go. Anyway, hope you liked looking at your own comments and other people's comments. Go and have a look at the channels that I shouted out. And if you see any more channels on the comments there and you think they take your fancy, go and have a look at them. Just go and search people. Look at their videos. Do whatever, subscribe to me if you want to, and I'll catch you lot later on. Thanks for watching, all the best you lot. Ciao for now.